Hey, what's going on guys? It's Alex here from Simple Mods, back with another video. Now I have my Tekno Angel Thermaltake Core P3 custom build here next to me with all of the components laid out on the table ready for assembly. So if you guys have been following me on the forums, I do have build logs for this build, as well as if you saw my other video doing an unboxing and overview of this case, then in there I briefly talked about the Mwave ModWars competition that I'm currently part of. So for that I am doing a custom modded build in the Thermaltake Core P3 case. So yeah, all of the modding has been done, so I have all the modified components on the table. So I've done different things with acrylic, vinyl, and just a little bit of painting. So just to talk about the theme for this build, like I mentioned at the start, this build is called Tekno Angel. I did have this idea of creating a mechanized angel out of the Thermaltake Core P3 case, and then a friend of mine introduced me to the Japanese Gundam series, which became the main inspiration for this build. So yeah, it's more or less based on the Gundam series, as well as bits and pieces that I've added of my own. So as I said in the other video, I did create this custom acrylic panel that goes over the entire case, which covers everything that's not needed, and also is already in the sort of shape that I wanted to create for the mechanized angel look. And then out of acrylic as well, I do have these wings that attach to it as well. So you guys will be able to see that if you haven't seen them already on the forums. I'll show you guys in this video. Now for this, everything is hand cut, so I cut everything by hand. So this is 3mm white gloss acrylic, which I cut by hand either with a jigsaw. I do sometimes use a Dremel rotary tool as well, and I do have a Dremel scroll saw as well that I use to make all the cuts, and then just different files that I use to clean up the cuts and clean up the edges and all that. So what I did is I cut out the radiator mount, and obviously a hole for the airflow to pass through, and then motherboard cutout. I drilled out all the holes for all of the motherboard standoffs and everything else that I want to mount, such as the graphics card tray and then the power supply. I did do a cable hole here, and I used the original grommet that came from the case, so that's going to be for all the main cables to go from the power supply into the back of the case, which will all be routed to all the components. So this hole here will be for the GPU cable, so it's just one single graphics card, so the GPU cable will come through there, as well as the SATA cables for the SSDs connecting to the motherboard. And then other than that, the motherboard will be sitting outwards a bit, and what I mean by that is I do have taller standoffs, or I shouldn't say taller. All I did was I added 3 sets of standoffs onto each sort of standoff hole, so the motherboard sits out a bit. And the reason I did that is to allow more clearance for the acrylic tray, as well as for the wings. You will see that the acrylic wings do actually go underneath the motherboard on one side, and then also what I did with this, as you can see, there's no cutouts for cables for the motherboard, such as the 24 pin and the 8 pin. So for that, those cables will be coming from underneath the motherboard plugging in, so it should keep things nice and clean. Other than that, what I did is, if you can see, I have these fittings already connected here at the top, and I do have a bit of tubing on the back, so I'll give you guys a bit of a close-up on that once I'm assembling. So what I did with that, I did use some pass-through fittings, which I've drilled the hole straight through the acrylic. And then with the pass-through fitting connected, I do have one fitting connected on the front and another on the back. And then with tubing connected on the back to just clean it up a bit. So I'm going to have all of the CPU tubes shooting straight up into here, and then one of the GPU tubes shooting up straight into there. So it all look nice and sort of symmetrical. Everything will be in line, so it should keep it nice and clean. So you guys will be able to see more of that once I assemble it. So I do have all of the tubes. I've already done all that as well. So it's all here. So I'll show you guys all that at the end once I assemble it. So yeah, the main purpose of this video is just to cover all of the mods that I did, and then just show you guys everything as I assemble it. So that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm just going to get started now. I'm going to clean up all the table, make some room here, and let's start assembling the case. So yeah, thanks for watching guys. Alright guys, here it is. My Tekno Angel Gundam inspired Thermaltake Core P3 build for the Mwave ModWars. I'm pretty happy with the way it's turned out, but it is pretty massive. I do have to stand behind it for this video. But I'm pretty happy with the way it's turned out. So hope you guys enjoyed watching me assemble the case. This is actually the first time I've seen it fully assembled myself, with all the tubes in, the wings attached and all that. So things still left to do on the case is, obviously, if you can see, the cables aren't in, so I do have custom cables coming on their way at the moment from Cable Mod, so they should be here in the next couple of days, and I'll get those in then. One thing I didn't realize when I was building this is that once the cables arrive, I will have to take the motherboard out, so I'll probably have to pull the tubes out and all that, just in order to get the 24 pin and the 8 pin coming from underneath the motherboard. I won't be able to do it the way it is now. I'll have to sort of take it out, plug them in, and then secure it back, and then do all the cable management at the back. And other than that, I do have the coolant there, so that's probably a bit too much coolant for this build, but what I'm doing is I have the C1000 white from Thermaltake, and then also the blue. I'm just going to be mixing a bit of the white in with the blue just to lighten up the blue color a bit, go with a little bit more of a baby blue color. It should give the build a bit more contrast. I think that's going to look quite good. And then other than that, I'm thinking of adding some more details to the wings. So just as time allows, as this build needs to be finished quite soon for the Mwave ModWars competition, there is a deadline for that. So I'm going to be trying adding a bit more detail to the wings, maybe with some vinyl, cut some more acrylic and stick it to it. So I'll see. If you guys follow the build dogs on the forum, just leave me a comment, let me know what you think of the wings, if I should add more details to it or anything like that, or you can leave a comment in this video down below. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video as I'll have some more updates with this. Thanks.